So welcome everyone into the Third Space Online. It's really wonderful that we can meet together, that we can be together. And whilst we're not bodily present, we are present with one another. We're conscious of one another, aware of one another's presence in the space. And it's a really lovely thing that we can do this and enjoy one another's company for today's meditation practice. So let's begin. So just as we begin, I encourage us all to get into a really comfortable posture, whether we're lying down, whether we're sitting. And as we're starting to become aware of our bodies, trying to get very symmetrical. Whether you're sitting or lying, whether you're on the floor, wherever you are, try and be very symmetrical, very evenly balanced in the body. Beginning to take some deep breaths. Drawing the air in and just noticing how the air flows into both lungs. We don't choose which lung the air flows into. It just flows into our bodies. Our chests rise and fall. Rising and falling. The air flowing in and out. We might find ourselves drawing in some deeper than normal breaths. And when we do that, let's stretch out our rib cages with the breath in. Feeling that really delicious stretching of our torsos. And we might breathe out with a bit of a sigh, verbalizing the breath out. Really stretching the exhalation. Sinking deeply into each breath. Feeling the pleasure of the air as it flows all the way deep down into our lungs, all the way down, almost feeling like it's in our belly. That wonderful feeling you get after a good meal. Just imagining your whole body getting a meal of oxygen. The air flowing in through the nose, down the throat, into the top part of our lungs, and then falling down into the bottom part. Each breath giving us life. Bringing life-giving oxygen to every part of our body. Being thankful for it as we draw it in and blow it out. Let's begin now to use our imagination. Let's imagine ourselves in a nest, a bird's nest. Imagining the nest that's built in the tree. The nest is a soft, safe place. We are warm. The breeze blows all around us, but we are safe. We imagine ourselves snuggling down. We might imagine the softness of the feathers and the fur around us that line our nest. If it feels safe for you, you might like to use your hands to place them gently on your face, on your cheeks. Your hands are safe hands. Touching that skin. Imagining the safety and the pleasure of the softness of the feathers as it touches our body. Breathing deeply. Moving our hands across our chest. Pressing against our shoulders. With each breath out, we feel our body relax underneath our touch. With each breath out, allowing our shoulders to drop down. The muscle between our shoulders and our neck and our head dropping down and resting, coming into a restful posture. Slowly letting our hands drop down into our laps. Feeling what our fingers feel. Noticing the sensation on our hands. What does our skin feel today? Is it the fabric of our clothes? The arms of a chair? Maybe the skin of the other hand? Just paying attention to the sensation of touch. Allowing our fingers to feel heavy. Our fingers are silent at this time. These fingers and hands that we use to communicate. Are resting. Our soul likewise is resting. The gravity draws us down towards the earth, holding us, keeping us steady, never letting go, faithfully caressing our bodies. We allow the thoughts in our mind to rest also. The voice inside falling quiet just for a moment. Like an autumn leaf resting on the ground, our thoughts are still. Maybe we are noticing our emotions, feeling what we feel today. We have an attitude of thankfulness for those feelings. Every one of them shows us that we are alive. Positive or negative, they are all part of life, and we just notice them in this moment. If it is your practice, I invite you to join me in a short prayer. Spirit of the living God, we welcome your presence with each one of us, wherever we find ourselves on this great earth. We know that just as the sun rises and sets faithfully every day, that you are with us. We quieten our hearts and our minds. We ask that you would speak to us through the divine word, and that we would have ears to hear what you might speak to us. He who takes refuge in the shelter of the Most High will be safe in the shadow of the Almighty. He will say to the Eternal, my shelter, my mighty fortress, my God, I place all my trust in you. Like a bird protecting its young, God will cover you with his feathers. He will protect you under his great wings. His faithfulness will form a shield around you, a rock-solid wall to protect you. He who takes refuge in the shelter of the Most High will be safe in the shadow of the Almighty. He will say to the Eternal, my shelter, my mighty fortress, my God, I place all my trust in you. Like a bird protecting its young, God will cover you with his feathers. Will protect you under his great wings. His faithfulness will form a shield around you. A rock-solid wall to protect you. As the ancient words are spoken once again, we allow them to come alive in our hearts and minds. Releasing our imaginations and opening up our hearts. He who takes refuge in the shelter of the Most High will be safe in the shadow of the Almighty. He will say to the Eternal, my shelter and my mighty fortress, my God, I place all my trust in you. Like a bird protecting its young, God will cover you with his feathers, will protect you under his great wings. His faithfulness will form a shield around you, a rock-solid wall to protect you. I invite you now to take some time to contemplate these words as we listen to some music. You may choose to step out of the Zoom room at this time and continue in a place of quiet contemplation. You are very welcome to do that. taking a deep breath in. And when we exhale, gently opening our eyes, coming back into the space and company of others. Be at peace, my friends. Shalom.